it gives me great pleasure to call upon Ukraine's ambassador to the United States, Mr. Valeriy. His embassy has been instrumental in helping organize this event along with Nadia and the U.S.-Ukraine Foundation. So both organizations deserve a lot of credit for putting this in the forefront of the American public's attention. Valeriy is a foreign policy expert. He served in a number of capacities back in his home country. He was in the foreign ministry. He was at the Razumkov Center, which is a think tank in Kiev. And he's also just recently comes from the presidential administration of President Poroshenko. He recently presented his credentials and is hard at work, and you can notice his trail throughout Washington doing Ukraine's work, and we're glad that he's here, and we lend our assistance to him, and we look forward to working with him. So without further ado, my great pleasure to call upon Ambassador Valeriy.
Good morning. Your Excellencies, dear ladies and gentlemen, I would like to thank the U.S.-Ukraine Foundation for organizing this forum. I would also like to express gratitude to the House Ukrainian Caucus at the Senate and the Senate Ukraine Caucus for co-sponsoring this event, as well as for their continuous effort to support Ukraine's cause on the Hill. And I also want to thank Ambassador Papadyuk, that's a very main person for Ukraine, and Nadia Duke, and Nadia McConnell, and everybody who is sitting here in this audience for the continuous support in Ukraine. We know that we have friends here on the hills, we have friends from Ukrainian diaspora, and we have a politician support here in DC. So now we feel that Ukraine have a strong support, firm support from your side. That's why today is a very important situation for my country, because such challenges that we are faced now, I think never in this century and no nation faced. In the heart of Europe, with offensive operation and attack of the neighbor with 1,200,000 army, create a situation for people that simply now in the circumstance to find an opportunity to survive. It is small territory of Ukraine and Donbass. But now we have hundreds of thousands, civilians, children who need your help. We are grateful to our strategic partner, the United States, for over $471 million to support our security sector, restore our economic stability, implementation of reforms, and for the humanitarian assistance to those who have suffered from the Russian aggression in Donbass. The U.S. assistance provided with $2 billion in loan guarantees have been critically important for restoring macro-financial stability for Ukraine. And we're now also in the process of negotiation to have additional $1 billion of this loan guarantee, because it's crucially important to keep this financial economic stability for Ukraine, and in that case, we will not give any chance for aggressor to destroy Ukraine inside. We hope that the United States administration, together with the Congress, will consider providing additional macroeconomic financial aid highly needed to ensure for the macroeconomic stability. And, also sustainable development in Ukraine. It's not about only survival, but it's also about development. The United States is the largest contributor to humanitarian projects for Ukraine, having provided $61.5 million to help those who suffered from the situation in Donbass. And Nadia just mentioned that should be more support, and I agree completely, because, we understand if you pay now we should pay a price, we should pay some money for that, we should to find the resources. But now it's less that we will pay in the situation of catastrophe scenario that's unfortunately still possible. And we count on that support for the future. Unfortunately, an increasing number of internally displaced persons, wounded civilians, our Ukrainian soldiers and officers that need treatment and rehabilitation. Many children whose life will never be the same because of the nightmares of war are in need for efforts. And I use this opportunity, I mentioned it many times from the visit to the hospital at Bethesda, that's to appreciate the support of US to rehabilitation of our soldiers. It is not about, not about money, it's about the real message. And now in my heart, in the hearts of many Ukrainians, this very emotional, the support from United States people. Enhanced economic and humanitarian support of our country is among top priorities of the Embassy of Ukraine to the United States, alongside our ultimate goal to cement trust between our nations and secure unity of the democratic world and its solidarity with Ukraine. Thank you all for your continuous engagement. Thank you that you are keep focus on Ukraine, because we understand Middle East, Syria, and many places in the world that also suffered, people suffered, civilians suffered, but, thinking about the history, we will not simply allow any scenario in the heart of the Europe that's lead for the Cold War, that lead for the World War II. Believe me, that situation unfortunately not predictable for the next time. And that's why our efforts that we are doing together are very important, crucial important now.